DC, Warner Bros, whoever, you need to step it up. Oh my goodness.
Don't stop this!
This is gonna be a very rambly video today, so buckle up. So Marvel has always had the upper hand on DC. They've always been slightly, maybe a little more than slightly more beloved than DC Studios. And I think as of recently, things might have gotten a little worse. Because before, at least DC fans could be like, okay, Marvel has better movies, but DC still has better animation and better games. And now I feel like they can't even really say that much anymore. At least as of recent. Whether it be shows, movies, now games all of a sudden, Marvel has just been consistently kicking DC's ass in mainstream media. And it's not the character's fault. It's not Batman's fault. Okay, maybe it's a little bit Batman's fault, but it's not Superman's fault. It's not Wonder Woman's fault. It's Warner Brothers' fault. I've just had to realize the hard way that Warner Brothers is fucking stupid. They have had every opportunity to be the king of the jungle, and they just fumble at every turn. They fumbled multiverses, they canceled the Wonder Woman game, they canceled the fucking Batman Beyond movie, and they had the opportunity to have one of the best streaming services right there next to Netflix, and they just got rid of so many of their best shows for tax write-offs. I don't even know what the fuck's on HBO Max anymore. Before, everything was on there. Now I feel like nothing's on there no more. And Warner Brothers has just been late to the fucking party when it came to every opportunity that Marvel took. They were late to fighting games, they were late to the cinematic universe, and the response to Marvel Rivals is this fucking stupid-ass mobile game? Dynamic duo, let's go! Robin's gonna get some fucking representation! Oh my god, there's a fucking teaser. Holy shit, bro. When I saw this TikTok, I was pooping while watching this TikTok. Okay, so from my perspective, there was a particular thing DC had over Marvel, and it's that DC had a slightly higher ceiling of quality. Here's what I mean. Most Marvel movies now are part of the MCU, and the MCU is becoming more associated with slop, because they keep chucking these things out, more and more content. I think it's slowing down nowadays, and they can get a hit every now and then, but Marvel movies in general still don't have the best reputation, despite the fact that Marvel as a brand is still very beloved. Now, to me, DC was usually at its best when it was making standalone, often character study-esque projects like Joker or The Batman. Sure, Joker wasn't the best movie ever, but people loved the fact that it felt like a real movie, not a typical superhero film. And then you stack on other films like The Dark Knight. Even though it's not my personal favorite, I can acknowledge that that's one of the top-rated films of all time, just outside of superhero movies. Just good movies in general. Many of the standalone DC animated movies are also considered really good. I mean, it's pretty fitting considering the comics are kind of a similar deal, where Marvel is more known for its big events and connected universe, whereas DC is known for its more self-contained stories. This is something that I felt like DC could have prioritized. I'm not saying they can't do a cinematic universe well, nor am I saying that every standalone project is a hit, but I have noticed that this is an area where they tend to shine, because this is where they don't have to chase the success of Marvel and they can just focus on making a good film. DC is more likely to put out those darker, more artsy projects that don't follow the general tone we've come to associate with Marvel. And I feel like they would have gotten more credit for doing so. Maybe not have the mass appeal that Marvel does, but at least would have cultivated an audience that would swear they prioritize quality over quantity. But I don't know, they're just really, really dedicated to doing the whole cinematic universe thing, which I get, but we still aren't sure how good that's gonna be, and many have already voiced their concerns. Now, can DC ever beat Marvel? I don't know. I actually don't think it's quite as simple as just, oh, Marvel has better movies and better games. While Marvel is doing better when it comes to mainstream representation, I do think there is something inherent people tend to like about it more. DC characters are symbols of heroism, these larger-than-life figures that are more representative of what a person could become. Marvel was a direct defiance against that idea, making superheroes that weren't these ideal figures, but rather normal people with normal problems. Many of these heroes aren't the typical caped crusaders. A lot of them are these freaks of nature and often see their powers as a curse. One is not inherently better than the other, but many just tend to find Marvel's idea of a superhero more interesting. But I don't think that means DC is completely defeated. DC just needs to do a better job of selling me on these characters. Marvel has been able to take B to C list heroes and make them household names, making people love the universe as a whole. I feel like most people can't even really tell you much about the Justice League outside of their powers. I can't even tell you that much. I'm not gonna pretend I can. Because I, the audience, haven't had the incentives nor the more accessible avenues to learn more about them. Don't just copy Marvel. Just do shit to make these guys more appealing. Make cool-ass projects with cool-ass styles so that people will look at them and go, whoa, that guy's cool. I want to learn more about that guy. And then that'll lead to them watching the older shows and even reading the comics. It's not rocket science. And thankfully, they might have some hope. I've never been a Superman fan. I didn't really know much about him, nor did I care. I was like, oh, it's Superman. Oh, okay. But when I saw this trailer, I was like, oh my god. I feel so inspired. I feel like I can fly. That trailer touched me. Yes, in that way. A lot of weight is on the shoulders of James Gunn for his Superman to succeed. In DC's catalog, Superman is one of those characters that needs the most in terms of better representation. And this movie needs to get stupid idiots like me to like Superman. Even with Fantastic Four right on the horizon, I still have massive hope for this movie to succeed. Because if it doesn't, then this very well could be a fatal blow to the company. Also, side note, we need a Robin movie. Oh my god, Robin is one of my favorite DC characters and the most iconic deuteragonist in all of fiction. And this dude hasn't had a proper movie since what, Batman and Robin? Are you kidding me? The general public doesn't even know who Nightwing is yet. But you know what? I shouldn't even be surprised. You know why? Because it took until 2017 for Wonder Woman to get her own mainstream movie. She is literally one of your big three. Like, oh my god, do you guys just hate women? And that's another reason why Marvel is so successful. Because Marvel has had good... Marvel's had... Marvel's had... Marvel has women in it, and that's what matters. By the way, ladies, here's my number.